Thanks for staying with us. So recently, a comedian, Mr. Imeh Okon, a.k.a. Okon Lagos, has called on Nigerians to pay attention to the boy child. According to him, specifically said that young boys are plucking off eyes and body parts of young women just to drive Benz. He's saying quite a lot of attention should be paid to these young ones. According to him, also, he said that back in the days, when you talk about ritualists, you think of older men, you know, they come in and they appear like, this one looks like a ritualist. You know, you're scared of. But now, they're young boys. All these little, tiny little boys are all there plucking off eyes just because they want to drive the latest Benz, wear the best jewelry, you know, and carry the best of the latest phones. That we must fix the boy child. And we've talked about this issue of boy child on the show quite a few times. But I think we need to do more because parents, their teenagers are growing up and they're seeing the pressure from all sides, from social media, from family, from friends, their parents' friends, you know, and they're comparing and contrasting, why doesn't daddy drive this? Why don't we have this, you know? And they're thinking to themselves that they have that responsibility also to make wealth. Young boys feeling like I must show my girlfriend that I have, you know? So there's a lot of pressure on this boy child. And what are we doing? What can we begin to do right now? Because lots of people get stories here every day of people plucking eyes just to make ritual money and then become rich. What are your thoughts? You'd like to call us on 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. BC, would you like to start on this matter?
Okay.
Ritual killing amongst young boys.
Yeah, so I like the fact that the comedian says we should pay attention to the boy child. But I'll also go further to ask what sort of attention should we pay to the boy child? And why should it be just the boy child? Because I know that for a boy to want to impress is because there's a girl he wants to impress. All these people who steal money, politicians and all that, at the end of the day, what do they do with the money? They use it to buy houses for chicks and big society ladies. So at the end of the day, it's still the woman, exactly, it's still the women that they want to impress. Now, what sort of attention? Because I know that sometimes you hear parents put a lot of pressure on their children. Is it not your friend that is doing this? Is it not your friend that is buying their parents a car? Is it not your friend that is buying their parents a house? The girlfriend on the other corner is putting pressure. Is it not your friend that is buying the girlfriend an iPhone? Is it not your friend that is doing this one for this one? Why can't you do this one? So what sort of attention do we pay? How do we go back to that point where we begin to teach the essence of hard work, the essence of integrity, the essence of waiting for your time? How do we get back to that place? Because if you're saying pay attention to the boy child or the girl child, they are going back into the society that places premium on what you have. So how do we balance it from the side of the parents and the society? So if we tell ourselves, among ourselves now, we are young women raising children, that will ensure that we focus on the tenets of hard work, consistency, ability to find ingenuity and work towards it, no matter how long it takes, just persevere and wait till the end. And I tell the same thing to my son, you tell the same to your son, you tell the same. We build a community of people who value that integrity and hard work. But if we do not continue it in the other families, they will still go into the society and meet the same thing where everybody is applauding who has what more than the other person.
All right, so pressure is real.
It is.
Pressure, we all feel that pressure. And when a teenager, a young boy, is faced with that pressure to impress, or pressure to help his family, maybe you're from a poor home, and you see how much your mother, your father are struggling.
Suffering.
And you're seeing boys that say, hey, do this, you can get some money, and so you take your family out of poverty, you know. There's a rationale behind it. It's not like somebody actually wants to go and kill somebody. I need money. Sometimes it's for noble reasons. Others is for selfish or greedy reasons. But that pressure, how does a boy manage pressure in this kind of situation?
So the pressure, honestly, is because a man's value is determined by what he can provide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And children, when they're growing up, boy children, when they're growing up, they see it and understand it quickly. They see how a rich man or a rich father is better respected than a man or father that doesn't have money. Or they see their counterparts who are musicians and athletes earning so much money and they're getting this love and attention from women. And they feel, okay, the only difference is that he has money and I do not. So the thing we need to do is what we're doing now. We're sitting down at the table and talking about it, asking parents to also bring up their children and tell them what's important. Your value is in your character. That is your integrity, what you're ready to do to, you know, it's not about cheating people. It's not about killing people. It's not about lying about people. Your character gets you more respect than what you have. So when someone, we need to explain to them that when the person has money, it's not just because the person owns or has money. It's because they had worked and they had earned it. So it's earned money, and so, you know, you get the benefits of working hard. Now, we also need to talk about this materialism that, as a society, that we worship. They are watching us and they are seeing corrupt politicians get away with stealing money. And they are thinking, okay, that means anything I do, as long as I do not get caught, it's fine. So, you know, when they say what goes around comes around, as adults, as the older ones, as the elders in the society, we think that our own bad behavior, it's okay. No one can call us, can call us and tell us what to do. We can get away with it. What happens is that we are bringing up a generation of people who think crime is fine. Yes, you may not be plucking eyes. You may not be,
stabbing backs.
You may not be on social media trying to do like fraud or financial fraud, but are you stealing money that is meant to be for a community, for their hospitals, for their education? The children are watching. Yeah. They are watching their parents, where two of us are in the same class. My father happens to be a big man in the office. My dad is not the big man. And he sees your father making so much money from being corrupt. And he's telling himself, when I grow up, I don't want to be like my father. I want to be like this person's father who is a corrupt person. And they'll find different things at their level. So this is what is happening. This conversation, okay, sorry, you need to go. This conversation is not a conversation of only calling the boys out. Yes, that's important. We tell them what they're doing is wrong, but we need to change our own behavior. We need to rethink what it is that we're worshiping, what it is that we are put on a pedestal, the sort of people that we give respect to. And it is in what we do, not only what we say, that the boys would see what is important and begin to work that way.
All right, so now, I think the comedian says something that was so important. That back then, if you know about money rituals, I think are older men, but these little boys are actually cutting body parts. The cruelty in this is what I want us to discuss when we come back after this break. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're talking about raising the boy child based on the comedian's recommendation that we must pay attention to the boy child. But there's the issue of, yes, there's been so much focus on girl child, and we're saying let us divert that energy towards the young boys. That's a given. Now, but the cruelty in cutting body parts for ritual, that is, I need to understand what that is about. I'm not saying you have the answers, but I would really like to have a ritualist come and tell me, what are you using the body parts for? Are you sacrificing it? What exactly is the use of somebody's body parts? What is the connection with wealth, with money? And because sometimes if you bring these things alive, we have a better clarity. What you don't understand, you want to demystify it. You can be able to have a better understanding of it. So in your thoughts, the cruelty of this, how do we get to this point where people can actually cut off somebody's breasts, somebody's private parts because you want to make money?
So the first thought that came to my head is a Yoruba proverb, Ayeti Dayo Daju. That is, the world has become a world of heartless people. It is that heartless, I don't care. I want to make money, I don't care. And people are willing to do whatever it takes. This money, I must make it. Whatever it will cost me, I will make the money. That is the mindset that has led to this level of carnage and this level of inhuman behavior. So in spiritual terms, you spill blood, you cut a covenant, and usually the more painful your sacrifice is and the more huge your sacrifice is, then the more commitment you're getting from whoever you're making the sacrifice to. So they have their spiritual laws guiding this. And I think that people follow testimonies. So we've seen testimonies of people that do this and they got wealthy. And so they are sharing their gospel. And we are going to the place where every time you hear of Christianity or Islam, people just push all the bad pastors and all of that. We as I feel that here is where it starts. Mariam touched on society. BC touched on parenting. And I believe both of them have a lot to do. That every human being has a responsibility to legitimately be the best of themselves and then share their success story. Because what we are seeing is the result of those who did money rituals, share their success story and lead people into what they're doing. There are several legitimate opportunities for wealth that we don't share. Of course, we have this, it's not just wealth as in money. It is the lifestyle of luxury and flaunting and show off that is the problem. It's not the food to eat. Of course, some will tell you that we are hungry. In most cases, those that you see that are killing people is not for hunger. It is for show off and flamboyant lifestyle. So we must dial it down back to what is really important to us as a society. Everybody that has known a way, show people what the way is. We need more teachers. We need more preachers. We need more people sharing their story, more people mentoring. Because when you don't mentor, the evildoers are mentoring your children for you.
Let me take this call. Olufemi from Abuja has been holding for a while. Olufemi, are you there?
I'm not the part of young.
Hello, Olufemi, are you there? Olufemi, are you there? You're listening to the TV, not me. Hello? So the issue of drug abuse, sometimes, because when I remember when we were attacked here in TVC, and the guy that hit my face, I mean, I remember the look on his face. It wasn't rational. He was almost under the influence. You could tell he was looking like
wild,
like, you know, hitting.
Anything, I'm going to do anything.
He wasn't looking like a human being. He was looking like somebody that was ready. So I was almost faced with an animal that looked like a human being ready to, you know, to attack me. He slapped my face. He didn't care. He hits me again. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. I'm not talking to somebody I can actually reason with. Like, listen,
we are not on the same level at that time.
So I could say that drug
also plays
a huge role in these people saying, you know what, it keeps them under the influence to actually be able to cut somebody up.
Yes, Mariam, so there's this link between drug abuse and being able to inflict pain without feeling it. So at the point that you're getting that fleeting high based on external substances, you're not in your normal senses. So they rape their sisters. You can rape your sister.
You're not feeling what human beings feel.
Exactly. They are on another level. And if we really want to solve this problem, we need to still tackle the issue of drugs. We hear secondary schools now, you see people, locking around the corner, they are smoking, they are taking drugs, they know the names of all the drugs, they are taking it. We cannot take that, you cannot take ritualism away if we do not handle drugs. So it's all about everything that's happening at the same time in the society that we need to start taking one at a time. And what I also realize is a lot of us have not understood how to cope when difficulties arise. So they find a way to, push, either they suppress the pain, push it away, and look for something else. No resilience. So, when we're growing up, we'll go outside, we'll play, we'll bruise ourselves. We're building resilience. Unfortunately, the children we are raising these days, out of so much protection, they don't have the skills to build resilience. And so when issues happen, the next thing is, what's the short way, the shortcut for me to get this? How do I not work so hard and get the results that people who have worked 50 years are getting at the same time? That's where we landed.
Let me take this call from Hassan, and I'll come to Mariam. Hassan, are you there? Oh, we lost Hassan.
Sorry.
So we've talked about the issue of drug abuse, but based on what the comedian is saying, we want to, just like and what Tokwe also said, it's not about food, money to eat. It's the money to show off. Opulence. Now, let me come to the issue of government, because there are people on social media, it's their right to show now, because this will tell you, it's my money now, what is it? If I want to show, I want to show. But this showing off is communicating different messages, mixed messages to young people. Some are saying like, well, oh, nice. But young people are thinking, one person has this kind of house, cars, driving,
what is she doing? What is he doing?
They're constantly make them looking perfect. I know someone that Mariam, you can never find me not fresh.
Never to be caught off fresh.
I don't know. It's always fresh. And that a young person will see that kind of person and think, so I must also meet up to be looking fresh all the time. So in our right to express ourselves, are we miscommunicating to young people? Or is it my responsibility to caution myself the way I post things on social media because of other children? I mean, do I have to take that responsibility on me?
See, it's okay to show off if that's your style. But it's also okay for society and to be able to question
how you got
where you are. Because it tells a story. This person is, and everyone, when you shove, many people start to dig, start to ask questions. They want to know how it worked for you, so I can do it. Many people that used to read law, engineering, accounting, it was because they saw those people living a better life than those that didn't read those courses. And so you know, there was a generation of people that went that way. Now we see lots of musicians, athletes, it's because, oh, okay, these are the sort of things you need to do to get that sort of money. You see people going that way. Then now we also have a group of people who are flaunting money and we can't find the source of their wealth. And when you question too much, they call you a jealous person.
Yeah.
So when you don't do that, what you have now left is for the children to come up with different ideas of what it could be, or for someone else to now take over your narrative and tell them what it is you are doing. You have not given the person the permission, but because you're not saying anything, someone will come up, will spin a story around how you came about your wealth and sell it to people like this. Desperate young people. Not even desperate, just young people trying to find their feet. I find that boys are, they're quick to, they want to become men so quickly. They want to do good, they want to show it. And for them to become a man is, what can I provide? How do I'm a man. That looking fresh is also, I'm a man. This is how I should look. But are they getting an example of how to get there from the right people? Or are they just getting it from different sources? When we were growing up, I remember there used to be these movies, Nigerian movies especially, where they will show how people were making money from sacrificing people and putting them in cupboards. And then they will open it, and then money will come
falls out.
Yes, at the end, it will show that the person is sad that they had to sacrifice a loved one or something, or the person dies. But you've also told the story that it's possible. That when you lock someone in a cupboard and for some reason and you close, after 3 days, money starts. So you've taught someone that it's possible.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's another thing where society has to send a different kinds of story. And I like what you said. We need to meet this ritualist. Does it really work that way? Is it just a lie that we're selling to young people and then getting them in trouble?
Exactly. Let me take this call from Val. Val, are you there? Hello, Val, are you there from Abuja? Hello?
Whoa! Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
We can hear you. You're live on TV.
Hello,
Go
good
ahead,
morning.
please.
Good morning.
Morning. We can hear you.
I'm Valentine calling from Abuja, first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Listening to the TV.
So, on this particular issue, actually, the main thing there is these people, they actually do all these ritual killings and take off this body part just for show-off lifestyle. It's not there, and it's because the society has made it in such a way that the show-off lifestyle is like a useful lifestyle in the society, it's an acceptable lifestyle in the society. So that is why these people get desperate and commit all sorts of nonsense.
I agree with you. Wow.
Now, I wish we could have a start to finish story. You know how, you know, a family that, a suspected family that they did rituals to make money. You know, we'd like to know how it ended. That story, but nobody ever wants to say that story.
But always, we know that always the end is always bad.
Bad, we know.
But they don't recruit you with the end. They recruit you with the beginning. So the truth of the story is, I'm into real estate. Why? I heard the testimony of real estate billionaires who said they hustled, were legitimate, they didn't steal, they didn't rob anybody, they provided a solution and they made money. And I bought into their testimony. Yeah. And I'm sharing my own testimony and saying that I'm not stealing, I'm doing the work. So if every human being that we have going through the way legitimately takes the time to tell somebody else how they are doing it, we will recruit more positively than negatively. Sadly, even on YouTube, I see many of them saying that, let's ask our politicians how they made their money. Let's ask these people how they made their money. Because we have so many negative examples of people that you cannot put a finger to the legitimate way they got their money. There are so many of them in society that people feel like anyhow, all I need to do is make enough money to bribe everybody and pay my way out of being held liable. So as a society, we need to do more in bringing justice to questionable wealth. We also need to encourage and support legitimate wealth. And we also need to do things like appreciate people who are going through the process slowly. It doesn't have to be, it's not the magic, it's not the magic wand. It's not, you don't in 1 year, okay, I'm not a billionaire. Last year I was poor, this year I'm a billionaire. And everybody starts clapping their hand and saying, praise God.
And also,
let me add, we're going to quick break. Okay. We'll come back and continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this issue of ritualists. Recently, a popular or a suspected ritual killer in Ogun State was saying that they refer to human heads as balls, the hearts as transformer, and the hands as fans. So that's a code name they use to get these human parts from people. And obviously, they sell them, because we're trying to have a conversation during the break. What exactly is it used for? And there's a school of thought that is used to actually to get favorable results from the Yahoo business.
Or whatever business.
Or whatever business it is that you're doing. There's another school of thought saying that those rituals somewhat bring out money for you spiritually. We don't know how that happens. But as I said, we're very interested in knowing how this works. And if you know a ritualist, please let them definitely link us up with the one ritualist. I have a call-up. I'll come to you, but link us up with someone, because we need understanding of what exactly is happening, because a lot of people are falling into this net. Let me take this call from Olushuji. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I can't hear you, but I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Really, the truth of it is this: we have a system that a lot of things have gone wrong. We live in an oppressive society. I think the buck stops at the door of the government. The people, we the people actually make up the government. You see someone that used to be a carpenter or an artist and becomes a councillor, and the next thing he has an hotel. You wonder how much is
salary
the duration of the councillor. Then the others, the younger ones, they are looking at all this, and I see an 18-year-old boy striving to buy a 10 million naira car. I wonder how. So these are the reasons. And when it comes to money rituals, the truth of it, killing people not what gives you money. It's the fact that the people that want to enroll you want your soul. So once you commit something that will make you not to turn back, a lot of them are into crimes, different kind of crimes, kidnapping, armed robbery. In my town, I'm from Militia, where you have Babcock University. It's a Yahoo estate. So you see, proud to say we are Yahoo boys. Even the foreigners, the white guys that you think they are coming, most of them are wise, they are government enlightened, so they are not really making money from that internet fraud. They are not making much money from internet fraud. They are making money from other criminal ways. And it's our government, the leaders, the people that are supposed to be role models are not setting good example. Somebody becomes a senator, and within 4 years, he has fleet of cars with minimum of 200 million range. What is the remuneration of a senator?
Thank you very much, Olushoji. So obviously that is a major issue.
Let me quickly add that the problem we have, and it's become a Nigerian problem, which we are seeing now, the trickle effect on the youth, is the problem of greed. You are greedy. You are no longer comfortable with having a normal life, living well, being able to afford basic medical care and all that. You are now greedy, and you are seeking for validation from the outside. You want people to respect you based on what you have, and so you can do whatever it takes. There was somebody who was working with me recently, and every time she comes into a place, she wants people to respect her. She's in a hurry to get respect. I'm like, auntie, calm down. Why are you rushing to get respect? You respect yourself. That's the first thing. When you respect yourself, when the time is right, people will see you and respect you. Now, if she continues with that sort of mindset, she will do whatever it takes to make sure that, okay, probably they are greeting this person because this person has so and so. Let me go and do whatever it takes to get it so that I'll get that greeting. Why are we in a hurry to seek validation from the outside? When we are educating our children, let us make them believe in themselves and love themselves enough to understand that there is time for everything. When time for respect comes, you would have earned that respect, and it will be everlasting. But when we leave everybody seeking to, because I came into this place, they greeted this person in a certain way, they gave me that. Why are you rushing to be greeted in that way? Have you earned it?
It's easy for us to say, point politicians. But there are different types of ritualists. There's the commercial ritualists for businesses. People do rituals so that the businesses can go.
Yes.
There is what's the other one?
Mariam, I was going to mention, there was a time we used to hear of footballers who were already footballers, earning money in dollars and euros, and then we would hear that they had a baba that they had to go to mix things for them so that they will be picked or so that they will score more favor. So whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're doing legitimate work, legitimate business, sometimes we would hear that there were some Christians or some pastors or some imams who would go again to this ritualist to cook something for them so that it becomes
more crowded.
Yes. So you know what, Maria, this thing has to be. We need to sit down with some ritualists.
You see, you need to say politicians. Well, we're all part of this. Let me continue to come back to you, Mariam. Temitope, are you there? Oh, I lost that call. Sorry.
So there's something that the campaign for Save Vultures are doing. Where we've always heard, oh, they're using vultures for sacrifice, they're using them for ritual. They have gone into the bushes to meet these people, to ask them why, what is happening, and can we have different options? Because when you take these vultures away, this is what happens. We need to sit down with these ritualists and have a roundtable conversation.
How do you find them?
What is this for? Because not only are they killing human beings, they're also going to dig up bodies at cemeteries. Recently, we've read stories of people who go to cemeteries, dig up bodies. Why is there such a increase in the demand for bodies, and what exactly is it? But how does it change into this sort of money? And then is ritualism, is it a crime? Does the government look at it as a crime? Can a ritualist say, well, I'm just a ritualist that does something not of the body and blood of human beings, and I am just practicing my traditional, because there's that one, I'm just practicing my traditional beliefs. What is it? How do we see it in Nigeria?
Let me take this call from Elijah. Elijah, are you there?
I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good morning, the ladies. Good morning to Mariah. Good morning to Mariam, and to every other person, Nima in absentia. Actually, I would have loved to call everybody's names, but really I cannot remember. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
And I really want to start by appreciating what you are doing. I watch your program almost every day, and it's enlightening. To contribute to this program, to the topic being discussed, I want to start by saying that the problem is not new. We seem to promote negativity more than positivity in Nigeria. That's the trend. From our movies to our lifestyle, it's a very, very big issue. We promote negativity, and we've mentioned instances about them. Just last week, I think, on one of the programs, there was a case of somebody who watched a Nigerian movie and then got into crime. So this is a very big problem. It's not just only the leaders, but we as the followers, we are part of the problem, and we encourage this in society. So to solve the problem, we need to turn it around. Instead of promoting negativity, we have to promote positivity. We have to promote it in our movies. We have to promote it in schools. We need role models more. We preach more negative news than positive things, and so we have to turn it around. And to this end, I would like to introduce, I'm part of an organization called Positive Nigeria. We are like an online media platform founded in 2015, committed to good news, positive and constructive journalism on the progress and excellence culture of Nigeria and Nigerians globally. We aim to positively inspire, educate, and redefine the standards of the Nigeria's values-based system. So this is an organization that promotes positivity, and we need things like this. So our website is www.positivenigeria.com.
And producers are listening, and they are allowing you. I'm really surprised that producers are allowing you to just guess you paid them the market.
But then it's an NGO promoting positive.
All right, we have to run. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue. You wanted to say something?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Please, I wanted to say that any money made at the back of bloodshed or hurting another human being, any money made with that negativity is going to disrupt the circle of life. It's going to bring hurt and pain back to you. There's something, Indians call it karma. In life, what you sow, you will reap. It would always come back. And we must always push that as well. That when you sow it, it might seem like you're killing one person, but it would come back to you. There is money, but it will come with no peace, and it will come with no joy, and it will come without lasting happiness. And once you know that you are entering, you are sowing your soul, you're sacrificing your soul to the devil. I think it might seem like we're preaching fear, but sometimes that's the best way to let people understand that what you're doing is not just wrong.
It will come back.
It will come back to you.
All right, let's go on a break. I think that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.